going to be out there also. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be hopefully right next to Dawn, and we're going to promote our businesses. And what I'm mainly going to do is check your spine. And I have a little apparatus that checks your posture to see if you have a higher shoulder or a head tilt or a hip that's higher on one side. Then I have scales there that see if your weight is distributed on both sides evenly, because if it's not, there could be some problems in your spine that could cause the muscles to be tenser, to tense up on one side.
Tighten up a little.
Thank you. Tighten up on one side, exactly. And it will pull the spine to that side, and then you'll start to favor that side, and you have more weight on one side more than the other, which is not normal, not symmetrical. So then we would check your spine and see if there's any of those subluxations and see if there's any loss of function. Then we'd like to get you into the office where we can do an exam and x-rays and look at your x-rays to see if there's any progressive degeneration that might be affecting the spine. So we're going to be out there to help you out, and you can ask us any questions about healthcare and chiropractic, and we'd love to help you.
That would be wonderful. I hope that they draw a large crowd. You were talking about check your posture. Before chiropractors, my mother used to do that. Stand up straight, sit up straight, stop slouching. Right? Look at Wilson right away.
It's an automatic thing.
That's right. Your mother said, so you're not going to fool around with Mom. I hope you're listening, Mom, and this would be a very long-distance communications at this point. Yes, yes, yes. It's time for angel wings. So you'll find Don Quiralto and Dr. June having a straight, healthy spine so that the brain can transmit its proper electrical impulses and instructions to your body is important to productivity at work, isn't it?
Absolutely. You have to, and that's another good point too. Is you want to, and what's one thing that we do too, that we can come into your business and check the ergonomics, is the way that you're sitting, how your computer is up, if your legs are at 90 degrees, if you have some good back support. And if you're taking breaks once in a while from the computer work, when you sit there for hours and hours, get up and take a break and stretch and walk around, have some water, you know, so that's very important at work because that just adds to more stress.
Ward off that nemesis carpal tunnel syndrome. What is carpal tunnel syndrome, by the way, technically?
Carpal tunnel syndrome is a syndrome that when people overuse the computer, they flex their hands so many times as far as hitting the keyboard. Flexing means, you know, put your hands towards the keyboard, and you do that so much that there's a canal in the actually the bottom part of your wrist, the bottom part there where there's a nerve that goes through, and by constantly flexing the wrist and not strengthening the extensors on the back of your wrist, you can collapse that area, and it can affect the nerve that runs through there, the radial nerve that runs through the median nerve, the radial nerve that can be, mainly the median nerve is affected. And there's an exercise that you can do.
I have a question. I don't want to interrupt, but
go ahead.
I've had a client of mine complain that, you know, of carpal tunnel, and I immediately tell them about the ergonomic keyboards, which are the keyboards that kind of look all bent out of shape, and they kind of work. I mean,
did they give you support, like for the?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I mean, they actually what they do is that since the keyboard is the keyboard is really molded like your hands in reality, you know, and it definitely alleviates the pain. Perfect. It takes about a week to get used to it. Once you get used to those keyboards, you'll never go back.
That's great, because what an easy exercise to do if you do have it is you take a little rubber band, you put it on the ends of your fingers and just push out, and you strengthen the extensors in the back of your hand. And I actually got rid of mine that way. And you just do it all day long as much, you know, when you're sitting around or whatever. Just put the rubber band on the end of your fingers and then push out, and that will help to strengthen the extensors, because it's the flexors, you get too much flexion.
Do you sell rubber bands at the office?
Actually, we do. Gold-plated.
That's very
with a bone on it.
That's very fascinating. I had no idea that
with the spine engraved.
I had no idea that you could treat carpal tunnel syndrome or alleviate.
Oh, absolutely. We work on that too.
Let me tell you, those keyboards.
And the keyboards are very important.
Yeah, the keyboards. I personally recommend the Microsoft Natural keyboard, as opposed to the other ones.
That's the one on the angle that your hands.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, you're gonna. I call them the bent out of shape keyboards, but because in reality, that's what they look like. But It's a keyboard that's
and
split.
it probably supports the wrist and the forearm, so you don't have that.
Yeah, the little pad that runs across the front of the keyboard supports the wrist and so on.
Pad?
Yeah, Dave Mitchell, our panel key man, slide whatever here that keeps us
Oh,
up
the
there.
board! I keep telling you.
The board.
The board guy.
The board guy.
The board dude, absolutely.
The board engineer, our engineer.
Our
All
engineer,
right,
that's
so chiropractic deals with prevention, and the prevention